wanna show you, and I wanna hold you, till the end of the world I would go to, just to reach you, cause you're worth it. All my love you deserve.
Hey, what's going on, everybody, and welcome to another episode of The Light-Skinned Perspective. My name is Kenan Jerome Floyd, your host, and my co-host,
comedian Maurice Green, Mo Green.
If you guys haven't followed us already, you guys can actually subscribe to our channel on YouTube, The Light-Skinned Perspective Podcast. Like, share, and subscribe. Follow us on Instagram at LSPcast. You can follow me on Instagram and Twitter and TikTok at Kenan J. Floyd, Kenan J to the FLOYD as in pink. Mo, tell them your shit.
You can follow me, comedian Mo Green on Instagram and comedian Mo Green on Facebook as well. And those will link you to all my other stuff because I don't remember it all. And that's pretty much it.
You really need to uniform your social media.
Yeah, comedian Mo Green. That's it. Once you get the main one, that branches you to everything else. But you're right, though. You're right.
Yo, Kenan, I'm sorry I'm interrupting early. Am I light-skinned?
Hell yeah, you is.
Oh, hell yeah. All right, I've been trying to figure out my whole life.
I was about to ask that about myself, too.
Yeah.
You look, are you Irish, man?
I'm not Irish. No, I'm like Swiss-German background.
Oh, okay. Now I can't tell. It looks like you have red. You look like a ginger.
I'm lit weird because I'm in a hotel room. It's a good room, but it's not. The lighting's not good for podcasting.
Yeah, you're lit like you're about to. You're lit like you're about to commit adultery.
The shadow of my beer bottle looks like.
No, it looks like a.
Yeah.
It looks like the scene from Scream when he's like talking to the camera and shit.
Yeah.
There's more.
This is the last video of Adam Yenser.
Yeah.
But this is what I mean. The light-skinned perspective is just a funny title, I guess.
Yeah. That's all it is.
No, it's funny. Yeah. I just wanted to know.
Well, at this point, we might as well introduce our guest. First, we have LeMaire Lee, a hilarious comedian.
Hello.
LeMaire, tell them where they can find you.
Oh, yeah. You can find me at LeMaire Lee, at LeMaire on everything. All social media platforms, Facebook, Snapchat, Pornhub, Instagram, ManyVids, OnlyFans, Cena Weeboo. I'm everywhere.
Hey.
The Indian one. I'm on all of them.
Yeah, LeMaire produces some very, very cool sketches that I get. You can find them on YouTube as well.
Yes, but Facebook.com/LeMaire Lee will probably be the best way.
All right. So
I don't know about YouTube.
Check out his sketches. I don't know. Y'all in Philadelphia, y'all are really good at making sketches. I live in LA, and a lot of comedians try to do sketches for Instagram, and they're all garbage.
Yeah.
Yeah, LeMaire's sketches are great. I always like those ones. I see them on Facebook.
Yeah, incredible.
Thank you, guys. I feel like Instagram sketches are garbage because everyone's trying to catch a moment instead of like be funny. They're trying to it's always like, you know that feeling when, and then that's like all. It's like when your boyfriend leaves the cabinets open. It's like,
that annoys me. That's all comedy is nowadays online. Every video is like, this is what it'd be like when girls do yoga and stuff like that. And that's the whole sketch. It's not even jokes. It's just
Yeah.
Next on the lineup, we got Mr. Adam Yenser. He's a hilarious. He's a hilarious comedian from Pennsylvania, but he's also out here in Los Angeles. He's a writer on the Ellen DeGeneres Show, and he also has a YouTube show called The Canceled News that comes out every week. Make sure y'all check that out. Subscribe to his YouTube channel, and Adam Yenser. I guess I should have let you say that, but say that.
No, yeah, that's it. They can check me out at adamyenser.com. On Twitter, I'm cleancomedian69. And on YouTube, it's my own YouTube channel. It's Adam Yenser, but I post canceled news there once a week.
Heck yeah.
So yeah, the gang's all here. So what's going on with you, Mr. Mo Green?
Oh yeah, I was doing a weekend at Stand Up Underground, West Hartford. the Elbow Room Comedy Club. 2 shows. They were weak because we just had a storm over here. So
Yeah.
turnout wasn't too good. The first night was I did decent or whatever. Like a dumbass, for some strange reason, I like brought some notes on stage, which I never ever do. But it were a couple of bits that I didn't want to forget to do or whatever. And I found myself like every time, like between jokes, like constantly looking down at the paper. You know what I'm saying? So the next night, I just did away with that shit. You know, I did a much better job. But it was only like 5 people in the audience. But it was this one chick, really, really pretty chick, man. She was like just rude, basically talking after every punchline, like after every comic. So when I go up to close, doing my thing, she starts doing the same shit. So eventually I just bite it. I was like, yo, shut the fuck up. You like fucking up my time. What the hell are you doing, man? So I stepped under the light and I at first I said, you worse than black people in the movie theater. Like, what the fuck? This is bullshit. I was like, it was kind of a racist joke, but I don't care because she had me pissed. But I was like, what did I say? I said, if you did a 23andMe, you would find out that you're like 46% nigga. That's what I said. I was destroying that bitch. And then I stepped under the light and I saw her. She was like really, really attractive. I was like, oh, that's why you so rude and think you can do what you want because you're cute. So I go into this whole thing. I'm walking around. I was like, oh my God, I'm so beautiful. I had some drinks. I don't care if I'm just gonna be a cunt and nobody's gonna listen to me. And then like a dude that was with her, some corny foreign Russian-looking motherfucker. He said, "Hey, hold on! Don't call her a cunt." I don't know why my Russian is selling like an Indian, but you get the idea. So anyway, I said, no, I didn't call her a cunt. I said, I'm calling myself a cunt. I'm doing a character, and then I said, I'm being a cunt. That's not saying you are, whatever. So eventually, I don't know.
He doesn't understand the nuances of English. He's Russian.
No, he doesn't. Yeah. So eventually, he just starts telling her to shut the fuck up. And then I was like, what did I say? I said, you fucking up my flow. I said like your period with your erect ass ovaries or some shit like that. Like I was just going in on her, but after that, man, I just pretty
much
much
doesn't sound like something that's fun to have. Erect ovaries? That sounds real bad.
Yeah. Your dried ovaries.
Ovaries are hard, lady. You need some help.
I said, you're messing up my flow like your period with your dry ovaries. I said something very, very, very harsh. And I told her to shut the fuck up a whole bunch of times. But long story short, her man knew she was being rude. And eventually he kept telling her to shut the fuck up. And eventually she left. And I was able to finish out the show. And the other 3 people that watched, they really, really enjoyed it. Gave me props, blah, 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 blah. But
man,
it just felt good. I got it all. I got the audio too. It just felt good to just tear into this woman.
I think
because I was right.
No, you look pretty big and black through the screen. That's why he walked away. He was like, I'd rather tell her to shut up than fight this guy on stage. Yeah. I would have fought you. My girl was beautiful. I'm like, I got to impress her. I got to do everything to make her love me.
I just like, when you say somebody like, stop acting like something, and then they say, why'd you call me that? I'm like, no, I'm giving you a way out. I'm saying if you stop acting like that, you won't be that thing anymore. If I wanted to call you a cunt, I was to directly say you're a cunt.
Yeah.
No, I said stop acting like a cunt. And I said I'm a cunt. Like I became the character. This is kind of like make her see how ridiculous that she's acting. But
no, dude, I get what you're saying. You're like stop. You're not saying stop being a cunt. You're like you're on the road to cuntdom. Yeah. And you don't want to be there in the cunt kingdom.
The thing is, like he's telling me, oh, that's not right. She only had 1 drink. Bullshit. But anyway. Yeah. You're telling me it's not right for calling her.
She only had 1 drink with a bunch of roofies in it.
Yeah, but you're not. Yeah, he probably did. But you're not checking her for disrupting every comedian that went on the show.
Check it. Also Russian.
I don't know. She was fine though, but I don't know. But she was just rude. She was just, and it was a small room. It was like literally just 5 audience members. So people have more courage to talk in that situation because they can actually be heard too because nobody else is there. So it was fun though, but I didn't get paid enough to I feel like when I have to do crowd work and like try to like tame the audience, that's like more work. I wasn't getting paid enough to do that shit at all. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is though. Fuck it.
What's your guys' worst heckler stories?
I don't really get hecklers because I don't know. It's not like it's more like you're not like that you're an asshole for heckling me, but I'll make you feel bad for heckling me. Like I'll just make you feel bad for doing it. You'll feel like you're ruining the show. Like that's what it'll feel like if you heckle me. But one time I was doing it was an open mic it was a music mic, and I went after some guy who fucking burnt it down, and I was like, I'm not gonna sing. And then the guy was like, you can sing. And then he like came and gave me a hug. I was like, all right, man. Like, that's probably the worst bomb I ever had. You ever get hugged in the middle of a set? Like,
Oh, that happened to me at Mocha's.
yeah. Oh man.
Yeah, I bombed in front of like Leonard Oots, Smokey Suarez, I think Brooklyn Mike. I just had him, and I was like arguing with the audience and shit. Like, yo, y'all shitting on me because I'm from Connecticut. This some bullshit. Y'all ain't getting, you know what I'm saying? So after I got off stage, like by Brooklyn Mike and Leonard Oots and fucking Suarez, 3 dudes hugging me at the same time.
It's okay, man. It's okay. It's gonna be all right.
I got him back the next year though.
Yeah.
We sounded like a bunch of wet handshakes.
Yeah.
Man, that shit was embarrassing now.
What about you, Adam?
I haven't had any I luckily haven't had any real bad persistent hecklers. I get them every now and then. Probably the most interesting one though, I was at Mimi's Cafe. It's where JR's comedy club in Valencia used to be, and there was a real just talkative crowd there one night. And then there was a couple at the table in the front, and the guy, his cell phone kept ringing, and I kept telling him to turn it off. It kept ringing. And finally I just called him out. I go, you're going to answer that and tell us who it is. And it turns out it was his wife, and he was there cheating on her with the girl that he was at the table with. And I'm normally someone who just sticks to material. I'll do a little crowd work at the top, but I mostly just do the stuff I've written. But as soon as he was like, oh, that's my wife. And I'm like, oh, so this isn't your wife? And he's like, no, I'm just on a date with her. And I go, well, my set is over. We're just going to talk about this for the rest of the night.
Did the other girl know?
That became the focus of the rest of the set.
That's wild.
The other girl knew. It turned out that he was in the process of getting a divorce, but his wife didn't know that he was already dating someone else.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That's definitely a interesting call home.
You gotta wait. You gotta wait, right? You totally gotta wait.
But if the wife knows that the situation is over and she's not giving him no sex, she has to know he's gonna smash somebody else. What?
The other thing that was hard about that show, I said, because it was a talkative crowd, there was a lot of people that were kind of yelling stuff out the whole show, and there was a grandmother, a mother, and a daughter sitting all the way in the back, and they were heckling every comic. They were yelling stuff out, but then every time when the host at some point tried to quiet them down, and they were like, oh, we're here celebrating because the mother just beat cancer or something, and this is how they came out to celebrate. We're like, oh, we can't make fun of the lady. We can't make fun of the lady that just beat cancer.
Why do people
just get back there getting drunk, yelling stuff the whole time?
Why do people do this though? In a situation like that, cancer situation, whatever, why would you go to a place where you have to be quiet and listen? Yeah. Just go to a rave, go to a bar, why would you go to that's going to the movies. My mother just died of cancer. Let's go to the movies and all cry and just be loud and shit.
You gotta give her the mic. You gotta oh, I'm sorry, this is your show now. That's my time.
Yeah, basically.
And celebrate that shit. Don't. So last night I did a show in Inglewood, California, and I was the last comic to go up. And there was a young lady that they put on stage from the hood. It was her second time doing comedy, and she basically laid it all out. She had 4 kids. She lived in shelters. She lived in the hotel. Pimps in Inglewood keep confusing her with prostitutes,
as they should.
Her mom smokes crack, and she had on a really bad wig, right? So, of course, she had all her hood rat friends there, and they were all cheering her on. And, they're in the back. Mo, how they be in the back? But that's right. She's a real one. She's, all that shit. So every comedian that got up talking about, the Bloods and Crips, everyone was like, woo, 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 yeah, talk that shit. And I'm like, I have none of this material. This material. I don't. I'm the only one here that knows nothing about any of this.
Yeah.
So I get up and I acknowledge some things. I said, oh, you guys think I'm a snitch, blah, 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 blah. So I eventually get to my joke where I talk about when I go on a date with the girl with the 3rd-degree burns. I don't know if you guys have heard this, but I tell a joke where I meet a woman on
Don't do the joke. It's a podcast.
No, I'm not going to joke. Don't tell me how. Basically, in the joke, I say I met this girl in Soul Swipe. She had 3rd-degree burns I didn't know. And eventually it gets to a point where the girl tells me that I'm not her type, right? So this hood rat yells out, she's like, I would have said the same thing. You're not my type either. And all of this shit gathered in my brain, like, I should lay into this bitch.
Yeah.
Because, with all due respect, madam, you're worthless. Like you're not my type either. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I just looked up at her and I just said, too easy. And then I turned around and just like continued my set.
Yeah.
But like I wanted to say so much.
You wanted to ruin this lady's life?
I wanted to ruin because it's literally like your life sucks. Your life sucks.
Yeah.
Your life is awful. Like I would never want to have your life. I would touch your life with the 10-foot stick.
Could you imagine like being mistaken for a prostitute? Like just walking on the street and the pimp's like, bitch, where's my money? Oh, my bad. Like, my bad. I'm sorry. I thought you were somebody else.
But it's like the fact. I mean, look, I've been getting in a lot of trouble lately for being mean to black women. So that's why I'm kind of like, I can't.
Dude, you gotta stop that.
I can't do it now because I already have a bad streak. I got booed in a Zoom show because I said something about black women. I think I'm the first comedian booed in a Zoom show.
What did you say in the Zoom show?
I said some black women are difficult, and then I got booed.
At least you didn't get kicked out. That's the worst. Is getting kicked out of a Zoom show.
It was a legit show. It was 300 people in the crowd, so it was a legit show.
Yeah.
And
damn, dude, you got a real ass boot in.
So basically, at this point, I thought about just laying into her and saying, "Look, you have 4 kids. You're homeless. You're, like just all this. You have a bad leg, miss."
Did you say all this?
Go home and take care of your children. Why are you here?
Dude, she's trying to get a. She's trying to be a star, man.
I wouldn't take you to Panda Express. Get out of my face.
Panda Express, though. Where do you take her? Like, we get Dollar Tree meat when she's around.
Get your ass to the Dollar General. That's what I'm.
Oh, Kenan, I think your mic keeps going real loud, and then you keep going out.
I'm telling you, he needs a plug-in.
Yeah.
I don't fucking have one, okay?
Oh, you're screaming. You're yelling. Yeah. You're hype, dude. Damn, dude. That black lady made you that mad that you're mad again right now?
I need to learn how to roast.
I told you, Kenan, your roasts suck. He used to be like, he'd be like, you're like the kind of you have a big head, so like you like wear like really big hats.
Yeah,
that's how Kenan roasts. This guy has like shoes and like his like he like has socks on and like he like puts on his shoes.
I would like that roast, dude. Like,
what?
This fucking idiot wears shoes. What a fucking idiot.
And it's weird because you were ex-Jehovah's Witness here. We were like the masters of analogies. You would taught how to use analogies. Why can't you use that in your roasting ability? I don't get it.
I actually use my energy in other more productive things.
No, I think because weren't you like on the islands or something? Weren't you like an island Jehovah's Witness?
Dominican Republic.
Yeah.
So
he learned weird Jehovah. Like his Jehovah isn't like our Jehovah. I remember the first time I learned Kenan was weird was like we're talking about fast food, or he has a joke about, I think you have a joke about Wendy's, but in the joke he called it Wendy's old-fashioned hamburgers. Like what?
You used its full title.
the entire title.
Yeah, he gave up the whole government. It's like, who calls Wendy's?
He's like, I'm going like to McDonald's. Billions and billions are served.
Yeah.
What's weird about it is that when people start roasting me or whatever, I just don't have any energy.
No, dude, that's the way to play it. Just make them get tired, and they're like,
Yeah.
Have you done roasts before, Kenan? Do
No.
you ever do roasts?
No, I've never done roast battles. I don't really have, because this is my issue with roasting people. People get very, very upset when I roast them.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, they get very so what'll happen is like if we're talking about like I'll do a room in Inglewood, right? Like I've had guns and stuff pulled on me in like rooms like this because like when I like roast you, I'm better than you. You know what I mean? Like that.
Yeah.
He's not really. You're not really trying to be funny. You're just trying to be insulting. Like when you broke down all the shit that was wrong with that woman. Nothing was funny about it. You're just like, you're poor. You have AIDS. Your son's homosexual, and you have a 500 credit score and a 700 SAT.
Yeah, you're just like, being mean. It hurts. Like, I know what you mean.
You just say you're gonna die alone, and then wait for the applause.
A la Kevin Samuels.
Kenan, I would like, because that's the point of a roast. Like, because the point of a roast is like, if you're roasting somebody, y'all supposed to fight at the end of it. Like, you want to incite a fight. Like, if you don't fight somebody after they roasted you real bad, then you lose. Like, you lose for real.
Oh, so the fighting is the bailout. So even if you roast the shit out of me, if I just punch you in the grill, I still won.
Yeah. Yep. That's why usually roasters are really good fighters. Like you don't fuck with someone who can roast real well because they got fast hands.
Nah, the roasting was what got me out of fighting. Well, it got me into fighting too when I was younger. But the thing is it was like it would be a situation where it would be me by myself roasting 3 other cats, and then I would roast one of their boys so bad and have his other friends laughing that they all turn on him. So my thing was just trying to be as funny.
Like,
funny as
why
possible,
do you always wear them shoes, man?
But I knew my limitations. Like I'm just trying to make you laugh. I'm not trying to make you feel bad. So I'm not gonna really talk about your mother, but I knew she just died in some shit, or if you was molested or whatever. I'm not gonna go there. I don't go below the belt. I feel like I can still be funny enough and win in a fair manner. So I'm not gonna punch you below the belt or rabbit punch you or nothing like that. That's never been my style.
Yeah.
But I can't speak for everybody. Some motherfuckers don't give a fuck.
Some people go for that stuff first. They just go
the
jugular right out of the gate.
But it's too easy. That's to me. That's not comedy. That's not comedy. But to each their own. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know. I think I have more important things to live for. So. So
Damn, dude.
I'm gonna remember every comedian that made fun of me.
Why isn't that lady just a prostitute?
Yeah, she would probably.
I feel like that's an advantage to her that she gets mistaken for being a prostitute because she can find out how much they're offering first, and if it's too low, just go, no, you're making a mistake. I'm not a prostitute.
Yeah.
But then if
it's actually perfect.
Then once they hit the right number, it's like, all right.
Yeah, that sounds about right to me. Yeah.
Once she hits it too low, she'll call her cousins.
Oh, sorry.
Watching game?
No, it's wrestling, TLC. Do you guys care if I spoil wrestling? Do you care or no?
I don't watch. I haven't watched it in 20 years.
I don't watch wrestling.
Then it doesn't matter.
I don't know, dudes. It's weird. Like every time I think about roasting and the stuff that's involved to be heckling, sometimes I'm like, I don't care about this. like,
Yeah.
If your heart isn't into it, then there's no point even worried about it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I'm almost like, I don't even know if I want to do comedy. I'm like,
but that's your only defense on stage. The only thing that you could do on stage, if you're not a roaster, you know, if you don't know how to get out of heckler, get against hecklers, is to speak over them.
Now, what I have to do, I have to literally just lean into who I am as a person and just use it against them.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, if you're talking loud, if you're drowning out everything they're saying just by being obnoxious, louder than them, that's a technique too. If you don't have the desire to attack them back.
I'm just gonna start telling people I'm better than them, and then keep going with my set.
But I'm gonna give you a tip though. Just always say somebody look like a celebrity, even if they don't. That shit always works. Just say they look like anybody. If it's a black person, like, yo, look at this Denzel, retarded Denzel or whatever. Put retarded in front of it, or like handicap or
so
gay.
You look like Tommy Davidson.
Yeah, you like a gay Tommy. You like a gay Tommy. If you put gay in front of a celebrity name or like retarded or something, like the shit is always funny, even if they don't look like them. Now.
That's the first level. You got to do that real fast, real rapid fire.
Yeah.
And you can't let them speak. But if they get something, they got to come back. You got to go to the next level, which is like, you broke ass. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, something ass. Yeah. It has to end with ass.
Yeah, it has to end with ass. Yeah.
Look at your big head ass, your big feet ass.
Yeah.
Whatever. You know, talk about their clothes being too tight or mismatched.
Yeah.
That always makes black people like, yo, we got some tight ass jeans. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's obvious. Celebrity comparisons and make fun of their clothes.
We're making fake scenarios and I'm laughing. So see?
But it doesn't have to be fun. And then it's how you deliver it too, though. Like if you're delivering that shit unsure, with this guy's his hands look like they had fingers on them. You know what I mean?
That's a big thing with hecklers. Yeah, you just gotta be more confident than they.
You gotta be confident with it, though.
Yeah.
Maybe me being made fun of all these years is maybe less confident.
I don't know, man. Black ladies are pretty confident. It's pretty hard to be more confident than a black lady. This lady she had 4 kids, homeless. I don't even know her, and she said that on stage in front of a bunch of people. So, like, you know, what kind of confidence is that? That's unbreakable confidence.
Yeah.
That's true.
Oh yeah,
that's true. So let me try this out. Mo Green, you look like Jeffrey Owens in break room.
Say it again?
You look like Jeffrey Owens in the Whole Foods break room.
There you go. That's funny.
Okay. Cool. I think I'm getting.
That's it. Any celebrity, and just put them in a scenario.
Yeah.
But you gotta don't say it like fucking Data from Star Trek though. You look like Jeffrey Owens, bro. How you gonna make some shit up on the spot and it still sounds like you read from a script, yo?
Dude, this is how his brain works, man. It's like a dot matrix printer.
You know what it is? Because like Kenan, his brain is so advanced that he has to slow it down for us regular humans and shit. Yeah. And he just sounds awkward. That's why he goes awkwardly dangerous though, because really that's literally his programming right now, yo.
Fucking Mo Green over there looking like a hammerhead shark. Anyway.
There you go. But you got to put gay in front of it. If you would have said gay, that would have been funnier.
Dude. Like a homosexual.
No. Homosexual is too wordy. Gay, gay, get right to it.
You gotta say gay.
Get to the funny, man.
Hammerhead shark in the audience.
That's funny. See, every time you say it, that shit is funny. Because I'm just imagining like this gay hammerhead shark and his eyes with some long ass eyelashes and he's just swimming around like,
we gotta go.
How you doing? Man, there's way too many guppies in here. I only want some sharks, nigga. Fuck them guppies. I want the sharks.
Now I'm just picturing all of us trying to use this advice on stage next time we face a heckler and just bombing. We'll be like, oh, I got this. You look like a gay hammerhead shark. And then just...
What does that mean? What?
What are you talking about?
Yeah.
That's not the end all advice. That was just one example. every roast Kenan does is gonna say gay in front of it now. That's not what we meant.
Let's raise a glass to the woman from last night. Cheers to Tiffany from Inglewood, South Central.
Cheers.
Let me pop this top. Thank you, guys. I'm gonna see if I can get better. I actually talked to Godfrey today about it too. So we had like a nice long conversation about like roasting and handling him.
Did he give you any good advice?
Yes.
What did he say?
Basically what you guys said, but I have to be myself. But
confidence is the main thing, though. Confidence. Huh?
Yeah, I don't know why I'm not confident. I wear Magnum XLs. I don't get it.
There you go. Be like, yo, I'm gonna put on this Magnum and I'm gonna fuck this mic up real quick.
Dude.
Speak of Magnum.
Not only does Kenan got a big brain.
Speaking of Magnum XL, have you guys heard that Lizzo lost like 50 pounds?
No, yeah.
You know what's funny?
No, that's
like,
good.
I heard people are mad. Like they think it's like she's supposed to be proud of being big, and they're mad that she lost weight.
Yeah, they were. Actually, I saw some comments from people because what she did was she did like this detox diet, and she did this. I guess she changed her diet, and then she did a detox diet. So she showed the before and after on her social media, and people on her social media literally were like, "I'm absolutely genuinely devastated to see Lizzo promote a bullshit detox and showing before and after."
Yeah.
We've lost Lizzo to the diet industrial complex.
Diet industrial complex?
I'm like, who's making up these new terms?
Yeah, really.
Fat people who don't want to get better.
Yeah, essentially. The only people that could possibly be mad that she lost weight are people that she gave confidence with her like slovenly lifestyle. And I'm the one to talk because I'm a fat motherfucker myself. I weigh 255, 260.
Me as well.
5'10". You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like it's horrible. But
At least you're not getting into the diet industrial complex.
right. I mean, I did quit booze for. I'm going on.
That's a good thing to do. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, so I'm down 20 pounds, but I still eat ice cream though. So it's like whatever. But
you know what's the best? You
What's
should
up?
just not eat.
Yeah, just don't eat nothing. Just become a breath. What do you call it? Like, become a breatharian. I just look into the sun and just get my energy like a plant. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
but
I recently lost like 100 pounds over like the last like year. Yeah.
Nice, man.
And not like to like be like I did it or anything, but I didn't really like do or post about it. I didn't really like. I just stopped eating all the time, right? So like, I get what the people who are mad about it are like people who like just don't want to get fixed themselves. Who, like you were saying, took inspiration from Lizzo, like because Lizzo did build her career on being a fat lady, and that's not people's fault for being mad. Like they're just like she's shattering their golden cow. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
it was like if she was fat and able to make it, then I could be fat and I can make it.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
But they don't understand she made it when she was fat, and then she started to take care of herself. They're not seeing that extra part, you know?
Yep. Yeah. They're not seeing it as the evolution of Lizzo as a musician. They're just seeing it as she's hurting her God. Like that's. Like,
I feel like because all these fad diets have been popular, LeMaire, you could become a millionaire just selling it the old-fashioned way. Just write a book called "I Just Stopped Eating All the Time."
Yeah,
that'll be the new fad diet. I just stopped eating so much.
Chapter 1: I moved to Jersey City and could no longer afford food.
There you go.
I need to lose some weight too, but they're calling Lizzo fat phobic and all that stuff. But I think it is.
How could
The
she
word
be fat
phobic doesn't even mean
What is she?
anymore. They just put phobic at
Phobic is
the end
an
of
irrational.
anything they don't like.
Yeah.
Yeah, when they put phobia in front of words like that make no sense. A phobia is an irrational fear.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
Just if you make jokes about
It's
fat
not just
people,
like you disagree with something.
Yeah. Or if you make jokes about it. That's not a phobia.
Mhm.
And it's something that I call it out every time. Like if people say homophobic or fat phobic, transphobic, whatever. I'm like,
Transphobic's a big
there's
one.
nobody
Yeah.
nobody wakes up in the middle of the night. Like, there's transsexuals in my closet.
Yeah.
I mean, technically they will be in the closet if they come out. But you get what I'm trying to say. Like nobody's like waking up in a cold sweat, scared of like gays.
Yeah.
Like that just doesn't happen.
Maybe I'm hateful. Maybe I'm hateful, but like I feel like when you make fun of something, it like expresses a greater understanding of what it is than just being like, don't do that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, not just making fun of it expresses a greater understanding, but it means like, oh, I've been experiencing this thing. I've been seeing these things. Like when white people make fun of black people, it's not like they're like, It's just abnormal to them, like the shit black people do.
People tend to make light of something that's not really like truly understood.
Yeah,
that's just in that. Like if we can't pronounce certain names, like Hindi names or something like that, like Aziz, Ishar thing. The natural inclination, if you can't pronounce it, or you don't fully understand it, is to make fun of it, just because you can't say it. You know what I mean? Like that's a natural human thing. But I always wonder, like, do Indian people do it the other way around? Do they make fun of Americans because their names are simple? Like, look at this guy. His name is Mike. His name only has 4 letters and 1 syllable. This guy, Mike, he has to find his wife on Tinder. My mom brings my bitches to me, man. This guy, Mike, smells like scented soap. He does not have the curry pheromones like I have. You know what I mean? Like, do they do it like the other?
It must be sick to have your mom out there getting you girls. Oh, my God.
Man, I'm going to tell you like this, bro. Lee, as much as I've been struggling with the punani, I wish my mother brought me some buns home right now. You kidding me?
You ever like as a kid, like not realize you want something and then your mom gets it for you and like she pays attention? Like, can you imagine like the type of girl your mom would get you every time? Like, you'd be like, what? I didn't even, Mom, thank you so much.
Be like, man, I'm tired of going to these bars and going on Tinder, man. Hey, Mom, bring me home a bitch.
Yeah. Mom, I'm gonna go earn 3 cows real quick. Get me a girl that costs that.
Shit, they're doing something right now. Like, the largest population on Earth.
Yeah.
So it must work in some way or some shape, form, or fashion. So
I saw a post on Instagram that might be not true, but it was on Facebook. It was about Indian people are like, they're having their like industrial revolution. Like they're trying to finally get what they're worth out of the government and stuff, that's cool. But it's also like, it said there was like 2.5 million people in the street. I was like, they don't got Rona. They don't got it. I feel, never mind. What is India's numbers on the Rona?
I could pull it up right now.
Yeah, let's.
I got my computer in front of me. Hold on.
Yeah, Jamie, pull that up.
Let me pull that up. She said, Jamie. This is the Slow Rogan podcast. So, Corona. Oh, we're supposed to take a sip every time we say that. I forgot. Corona.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
Yeah. I thought it was vaccine.
Oh, whatever. One of them things.
Both of them.
We haven't said vaccine until now.
Yeah.
Let's do it on Corona. I want to drink.
Okay. India has 10 million cases, 9.5 million recovered, 9.58, and 145,000 deaths. That's where they are at right now.
Oh, less than here.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they're not doing that good.
Yeah.
We got better numbers. USA, number
Somebody
one.
was saying
they're also one of those places. I don't know if their infrastructure is good as far as like testing people everywhere. Like they got some real poor areas where they're probably not up to par on
true.
making sure all the cases counted.
Yeah, because they have 3 times the population that we do. There's no way that we can have. Yeah. That makes sense. One of the theories of as to why America has so many cases, they say because of our comorbidities, because we're so fat. You know what I mean? It's just a lot of
comorbidity.
Yeah. We're just fat and just have underlying issues. Like we're one of the most unhealthy countries
But now
physically
that,
in the
that
world.
Lizzo's thin, that should start to fix that.
That should change it. That should change because everybody that hates her, there's a whole new group of fat people trying to be skinny that like her now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Lizzo's not that old, right? She's like
Oh, I
26.
don't think she's 30.
Yeah, because like I feel like fat people, we to speak on the behalf of Fats Mo. Tell me if I'm wrong. No. But I feel like we usually like when we're like near 30, we make a decision where we're like, all right, I'm either gonna lean in or figure it out.
I leaned when I was 31. I leaned into that shit hard. At the time, I quit drinking again for the first time back then, and I lost like 40 pounds like in a year. You know, I was down to like 205.
Yeah,
I was jogging. I read like 30 books in 1 year.
Yeah,
and I just started drinking again. I was like, I don't care.
You
know what I'm saying? But I would like to get down to like a 225. I would like to get down.
Yeah.
But,
do you think it's because we've started to normalize like low self-esteem, depression, and like being miserable that I think people are more upset when people start bettering themselves? Because if you notice, in the last few years, like we've started talking more openly about mental health and depression, and then we started talking about like body shaming and stuff like that, and being comfortable in your own skin, which is all good things. But then I think it's to a point where a person's like, you know what? I don't want to focus on like that negativity. I want to like better myself. But you see so many people that get upset like they've given up. You know what I mean?
Okay. Yes, I see what you're saying, but I think like normalizing it is the first step to helping people realize what's wrong. Because if people are like, it's okay to be fat, you can just see why you're fat. Also, you can just see why you're fat, but like, could you imagine how much more successful you'd be if you weren't fat? Like, can you imagine? Like, that's probably what Lizzo's thinking. She's like, yo, I was fat and everyone was eating up my shit. Can you imagine how much money I'd make if I was hot? Like, can you imagine how much money I'd make if I was Katy Perry? Like, you know what I mean?
The only issue I have with that reasoning, though, there's skinny, broke motherfuckers and there's fat, rich people. You know what I'm saying? So it definitely aids into it. But if you have the mindset that getting in shape is the only thing that you need to do to be successful, it's not the case at all. Like, look at Faison Love, man. He's fat as fuck. You know what I mean? But he out there getting it and doing the damn thing, and he seems fine. I met him last year in fucking Raleigh and shit. Yeah, it was funny. We happened to be staying in the same hotel area, and the last day he like set up a table in front of the exit just so he can get like sign autographs and shit like that. This cat had a bucket of chicken, some Crunch and Munch, and 2 light-skinned bitches. Like, that shit was like fine light-skinned chicks. That shit was fucking awesome, man. You know what I mean? And I like questioned him. I was like, do you really think Dave Chappelle is the worst comedian ever? He's like, nah, man, they just took my words out of context. He said some bullshit, but he was cool. Yeah, but I mean the sidetrack, but
no.
That's a fat motherfucker that's successful. You know, a lot of fat people that are successful. I don't suggest that you become fat and then become successful. You know, you want to take care of yourself and live as long as you possibly can. But to think that working out is the end all be all to make you success, it's not. Because I was fucking in shape, 50 pounds lighter, and I was still broke.
Yeah. It had a big ass head. But I'm not necessarily referring to just that. I'm referring to just things in general. Like, for example, I think people take on a lot more energy than they should necessarily. Like, for example, when we talk about things like the election, there's people that really embody the results of the election. Yeah. Right? And I remember this year specifically, I had to just stop talking to certain people because they were texting me all the time. Every time something happened on the news, they would text me. And everybody, oh my God, I'm going to kill myself. Oh my God, this is so stressful. Oh my God, no one's fucking me. Oh my God. And it's just like every hour they were texting me stuff. And it was just like, I can't take on whatever it is you're going through. Yeah. And what happens sometimes is they're like, well, we need to talk about these things, or we need to talk about racism, or we need to talk about this. And sometimes, like this year, I'm just like, no, I don't. I kind of want to be oblivious. I kind of want to I voted. I did my thing. I don't want to worry about it. I want to live my life. I want to have a good time. I want to hang out with my friends. I want to have a good burger. I want to, I kind of don't want to have to take on things that are outside my responsibility.
Yeah.
What I think what's happening is I think a lot of people they're taxing themselves with trying to change people.
Yeah.
When the only person is we could change ourselves. Like going back to Lizzo, people that are mad at Lizzo, what they're doing is they're like, oh, I want society to look favorably upon fat people. So therefore, Lizzo should be fat because it makes me feel good about being fat. But really, the only person you can control is yourself. Either you ignore the negative things that people have to say about fat people, you either get a good personality or you decide to lose weight. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you are the one that determines how you exist in this world. Does that make sense?
That makes sense. But the thing about that is, like, that's why, that's what I was trying to say about normalizing. Like, it's like the Matrix, you know? Like, I don't know if this is a good analogy. I'll just go back to what I was trying to say. Like, normalizing it will make them, there's like some, you ever like do something repetitively and you're just like, am I just doing this because this is because of this, or am I doing it because of something else? And then you start to figure out what's wrong. And then like normalizing it will, like, if you're like, why are we all seeing so many fat people? Why am I like continuing? We're all fat? And they're like, you know, I don't know. I feel like normalizing a thing will actually open it up to more questioning. It's like religion. Like before everybody became a Christian, everybody just accepted it. Once you become a Christian, you're like, all right, wait. What is God? You know, like, who is God? How is God? Do you know what I mean?
Well, yeah. But I also think that people should also be open to criticizing. And I think that's where we might be falling apart. Maybe not in real life, but maybe on social media, where it becomes normalized. And what happens is when it becomes normalized, people are like, no questions whatsoever. This is normal.
Yeah. Well, I think one of the big problems is there's a difference between like normalizing it and like celebrating it. Because like I think normalizing it, like LeMaire said, like no one should like hate themselves for being fat. No one should like be depressed or like hate their lives. And yeah, like people are gonna make jokes and tease people in their weight or their height or whatever. And you can normalize and be like, people are different. But I think what's weird is like with someone like Lizzo, it's like, why is it not enough when someone becomes successful like Lizzo to just celebrate her as a great singer? Like she's a talented singer, she's a talented musician. But then there became this whole movement where it's like, you have to be body positive and say she's beautiful and say she's sexy. And it's like, no, there are people who are attracted to that body type, but by just the normal average like beauty standards, you don't have to say that every single person is beautiful and sexy. Right. Like that's not what she's known for. But there became this push like to just say that everything about someone, even if it's unhealthy or even if it's abnormal or something, is like, oh no, you have to say that's a positive thing. You have to say that's a good thing. And I think that's where like the line is weird. It's like, no, you don't have to say that. Like you don't have to hate her, make fun of her, but you also don't have to say that she's like, you know, belongs on the Sports Illustrated swimsuit edition or something like that.
Yeah.
It could be good to say, I'm glad that she's comfortable in her own body.
Yeah.
That's one thing to say. But when it's like, when it's the opposite of, no, this is beautiful, it's like, well, beauty is like comedy. It's subjective. So you can't, you know what I mean? You can't necessarily like tell me that, and I think Lizzo's cute, but you know, you can't tell me that I have to think that, or I'm a horrible person. So I don't know.
I hear you, dude.
Yeah, but there's also, I feel like like beauty standards aren't the same for men. I don't think there's like as much pressure on men to be like physically good looking in the first place. But there isn't like a movement among men. But there is. No, I think there is pressure But what I was getting to is there's not like a movement among men to be like, oh, we need like a short bald guy on the cover of GQ, or we need to like cast like a leading man.
Right.
Adam, it's coming, dude.
Attractive.
It's coming. There's just like living on the internet right now. It's coming soon.
Is it really?
Yeah, dude. In the next couple years, short white men are gonna be so fucking arrogant. they're gonna be the new menace. Stone cold midget clones are gonna be the menace.
But like, what was that guy? The bagel boss? Or
Bagel
that
boss,
guy in New
yes.
York? Like they're not trying to be like, oh, we need to cast the bagel boss as James Bond or cast more male leads like him or something. It's just like, no, it's like. It sucks, but you know, some people are more physically attractive than others.
I would like to see an average-looking or fat/ugly or ugly black romantic lead in movies.
Oh, dude, please, Adam, you're in Hollywood.
Yeah. You want me to write that movie? You want me to be the Tyler Perry of ugly black guys?
Dude, no, dude. Adam. All you gotta do is be white and Jewish. You're not. I know you're not Jewish.
I'm not Jewish. I'll have to convert first.
Yeah. There's behind every powerful black man in Hollywood.
I'm converted to Judaism to make movies about fat black guys.
Dude, behind every powerful black man in Hollywood is a white Jew.
I'm trying to get one myself. That's
Hold on, wasn't the Nutty Professor? He was a fat black lead that got the girl, right?
But it was Eddie Murphy.
He wasn't a real fat person, right?
Yeah, no. He was fat phobic. He was fat facing.
Because the thing about it, you have Jack Black, who was literally in the movie about him being picky about women.
Shallow Hal.
Jack Black, yeah.
He was
Shallow Hal.
He was literally like, no, she's not hot enough for me, and he had a unibrow in the movie.
But that's the thing, though. Like Adam was saying earlier, because men we place more of a value on beauty than the women. Than women place value in beauty in men. You know,
men have other standards, like
for the most part. I'm just saying that the major difference between what men want and women want in men. We want women to be hot. Women want men to be like able to provide some type of security.
Mo, can I counter your point? I feel like over the last like couple years, it's flipped. Like, cause there's been like over the past couple generations, there's been a lot of like Casanova dudes who's had daughters and taught their daughters the moves, so their daughters know how to like avoid dudes and stuff. And now their daughters are using the moves on dudes to like.
Definitely.
I think.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say, I think to some degree you're right that's how. What I think that's one of the reasons dating and gender relations and everything is so messed up nowadays. Is because they're trying to push it in that like unnatural direction. So you have a lot of men trying to date and please women based on what they think women would want, and you have a lot of women acting in masculine ways to try to get men, and neither sex, like in their sort of like, you know, their evolutionary brain, neither one of them is really attracted to that. You just have these like social forces trying to push, like both men and women aren't acting the way men and women used to act.
Right.
And neither sex, like both sexes are still like, men are attracted to traditional femininity and women are attracted to traditional masculinity, but you don't have a lot of men and women acting that way.
Well, unfortunately, what it is now, for example, a lot of alpha women are single. Like I know a lot of alpha women that are like, I'm single, I can't find a guy. And then what they say, I want an alpha male. But they're like, every time I get into a relationship with an alpha male, it never lasts because the alpha male is going to be alpha. And it's like you either have to concede or the relationship doesn't work. So what happens is a lot of alpha women also go out and get beta males, and they're still not happy because they're like, I really want an alpha. Now I'm with like a beta that's like younger than me and I have to buy him a PS5.
I feel like it's like the please tell me if I'm using this word wrong, conflation of wants and needs, you know? Like a lot of people are thinking, I want an Oculus Rift, right? But I don't need one. But like in my head, my brain's like, dude, you need a fucking Oculus Rift. Hurry up and get one. Like it's like that. Like I feel like that's the problem. We all like, there's certain things we need, but we're putting our wants above our needs. Like on dating website, it's like want 6 feet or higher, you know, good job, cars, you know. But like it's like I actually need someone to hold me at night, someone to kiss me in the morning. I need someone to tell me I'm doing a good job. Like, you know, like the wants and needs are.
I think another thing is a lot of times it's on these sites and dating sites in general. People are so focused on what they want or what somebody can bring to them as opposed to what they can provide.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I think if you have the attitude that this is what I'm presenting as opposed to what can you do for me, you know what I mean? Like that to me, that's just a negative attitude in general.
Yeah.
Now, what
Dating
could
apps
you do?
are like
What could you
Shark
do?
Tank.
What could you do for me to make my life better? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's bullshit. Like if you're into religion or anything like that, they say when God created the universe, he didn't create the universe because he needed people to worship him. He created the universe because he wanted other people to share in his happiness and his joy. That's why he did it. You know what I mean? So that same attitude should be in relationships. Like, yo, I got so much joy to give and I want somebody else to share it. Not I'm broken and I need you to help fix me. You know what I'm saying?
And I think that's what it is. I think a lot of times you hear the expression, what do you bring to the table?
Yeah.
Instead of, let's see what we can build together. It's always, what can you bring to the table? And I think that kind of like screws up because it's a business relationship at that point. And it's, you're trying to check off boxes. And while you're trying to check off boxes, it makes the relationship unnecessary. I mean, not unnecessary, but like unnatural. Because I've been in situations where I've been in relationships with people that they feel that their time is up or is almost up. You know what I mean? So everything has to happen quickly and it doesn't feel natural. And you're just like, we've been going out for a week. I don't want to meet your parents. Or we've been going out for a week.
That's Magnum XL problems. I'm not meeting girls' families in a week.
About getting a house together, you know what I mean? And I think just what happens is I think now it's just like we get older and then we're like, oh my God, I'm 35 and I've wasted all my years doing other things and now I need to make it happen now. And I've actually talked to women that have like that don't have kids and they're in their 30s and they're like, I want to have a kid within the next year. And this will be like a conversation on like Tinder. It'll be like, yeah, I need to have a kid within like the next 2 years.
It's in her profile.
Yeah. That's also like that's a LA thing. Y'all, people out there are trying to monetize their kids. Like all the celebrities are getting pregnant. People are trying to get pregnant and make money. Like it's not like they're doing it for the love. They're just trying to make OnlyFans content and just get free fucking baby diapers. Like this. There's nothing genuine out there. I don't trust anybody out there. No offense, y'all.
I like that's what you think Hollywood is. People doing OnlyFans and trying to have kids.
Dude, everybody does OnlyFans in Hollywood. There's no way.
Yo, if I didn't spend so much money on OnlyFans, I could have got like my family decent gifts.
Speaking of,
no, it's too tempting. Sometimes the chicks they sell it for like $5 and be like, fuck it, it's only $5. You don't think
$5 for a month, 30 days?
Yeah, but if you do that with 25 to 30 different people, that's how it gets you.
Yeah.
Get your whole family OnlyFans subscriptions. Get them each different girl.
Probably, yeah.
Like, yo, I like the way she does her things. I just want to pass this along to you, Mom. Merry Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
Did you guys see that New York Post article about the EMT that was doing OnlyFans to make ends meet?
I read like about it. Like, people were mad because they thought they were like shaming her or something.
Well, I mean, the article technically was. The article was...
I never read, I read, it's one of those things where I always hear about the controversy before I, hear the initial story.
Well, first of all, New York Post is trash. And it was kind of shaming because what happened was, I guess they interviewed the young lady about something else. I think it was about, how you making money during the court, how you dealing with the COVID and being able to work as an EMT and stuff. And then the guy flipped the article and was like, "Nope, it's about you being an OnlyFans you know, an OnlyFans hoe or like whatever. And let me see if I can EMT.
Now, are they prioritizing vaccines for first responders who have OnlyFans pages?
I would. If I was your president, yes. Stamp it in an executive order.
So the article came out December 12th. Since then, AOC Alexandra
Ocasio-Cortez.
She probably has an OnlyFans somewhere.
Yeah, dude.
She definitely does,
she was a bartender, right? Yeah. Yeah.
She came out to defend her. So the name of the young lady is Lauren. She's 23. She works for.
What's her OnlyFans?
I'm about to look it up right now.
Yes.
Lauren,
What's her name?
23, New York Post, OnlyFans. I don't know.
Kenan, what's her name?
Lauren, stop.
Huh?
Her name's Lauren.
Lauren?
Yeah. All right. So
There goes your brother's Christmas present, buying Lauren's OnlyFans.
There you go. Yep.
Lauren,
Yeah.
Kwei.
I bet you that shit's whack. A lot of people get these OnlyFans and they don't put like one picture on there.
Man.
Or just like the same pictures that they have on Instagram, just some regular stuff. No, I want to see you taking meat.
Right?
That's what I'm,
All right.
I don't want to.
Don't even get me started, dude.
I
Don't
want
even
to
get me
look
started,
at you. I
bro.
want to see you getting. I want to see them cheeks getting bust down. That's what I want to see. OnlyFans is special, man. It's like if you got regular cable and then you like remember the Spice Channel back in the days. So imagine like you got regular cable and then you like sneak and get the Spice Channel. And it's the regular shit that they show on Cinemax. Like, what the fuck? Like, no, man, I want to see some meat busting some coochie. That's what I want to see.
So basically, it's about she was a low paid EMS.
Boo-hoo. That was her only choice. That was her choice.
Shut up. Let me read the article.
Man, why aren't they putting out the link? Like,
I
want to support. I don't want her.
Why do they have to start like she was a low-paid worker, as if so you a low-paid worker, so you have to force yourself into self-prostitution?
All right, it's at Foxy Llama. Oh, that's her Twitter. Shit.
Now go ahead, Kenan.
Wait, her Twitter's at Foxy Llama?
Yeah.
And
I'm getting closer. I'm gonna find it before I gotta go.
So basically,
she's average, yo.
It says she moonlighted by selling all-night access to erotic photos and videos of herself. Videos. So she said, "I don't get paid a lot. I'm just trying to make ends meet by making."
No. Ends meet, and she has an OnlyFans. All right, guys, I'm sorry.
And I truly don't think this has anything to do with being a paramedic. What the? Oh. It sounds like she was trying not to talk about her OnlyFans in the interview. That's what it sounds like.
The guy was just making her talk about the OnlyFans.
Yeah. And then she said, pay up or mind your own business. Oh, shit. She's basically arguing with the guy in the article, in the interview, and he's writing it down in the article.
Yeah.
That's what's happening. He had an interview with her, and he was talking to her about being a paramedic. She thought she was talking to him about being a paramedic. What the fuck?
Paramedic.
Paramedic.
I don't know where you were going with paramedic. I don't know what that is.
Paramedic.
It's a whole other topic.
He only heals kids.
So I guess this is I haven't really read the article. So what it seems like is she thought she was having an interview about her being a low-paid paramedic in New York City during the pandemic, and the guy she's arguing with him, and he's using her quotes in the argument for her quote in the article. Because this doesn't say sense. This doesn't make sense.
What is the point of the article? Like, was he saying it's like a bad, like was there any point, or was he just exposing this girl's private life? Like, was there any angle of like it's sad that people are having to turn to this, or it's a good way to do it, or?
Looks like she's just exposing her, because the article is called NYC Medic Helped Make Ends Meet with Racy OnlyFans Side Gig. And then the article is like, we're not learning anything new about her.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You
have to pay $5 for that.
Yeah.
Oh,
It goes she made 32 posts on November 25th, including a photo showing her topless while posing with a sex toy and videos in which she gyrates in a red bra and panties while the Weeknd's hit tune Shameless blares. So he did the research.
yo, this chick.
Maybe that's why he did the article. He probably got caught looking at porn at work and then had to be like, no, I'm doing research. And then he had to commit to writing an entire article and interviewing someone.
It is
Just
what it says.
he was on OnlyFans while he was
But
working.
isn't that what doing research means?
Yeah. It's like,
Looking up porn.
Is it creepy that I think I found her Reddit account?
No, not at all, man.
I'm sure lots of people
This
found
is
Alright,
live
cool.
right now, bro.
Yeah.
She's average, yo. She's bony as shit. Like, she's not attractive. I mean, she's attractive, but
Dude, it's my type of girl, dude.
The
Some people like the girl next door, like
I'll
or
tell
the
you-
average kind of like looking.
but let me continue with the article. So
man, this chick hot right here.
and she goes, Quay defended her side gig. At the end of the day, it doesn't affect how I treat people. What I do in my free time is my business. It has no effect on how I care for my patients. I know when I'm working, I'm a paramedic. I think I'm pretty good at my job. There are plenty of people who are medical professions who have every right to do what they want with their own bodies. I'm not doing it at work. Healthcare workers aren't making a lot of money, and I'm not the only one trying to make ends meet. So literally, she's basically yelling at this guy at this point. Well, maybe she's not yelling at him, but you know what I mean.
I get what you're saying.
I think I found it, but she took it down. So I'm gonna go to the Wayback Machine and see if that'll
Nolan
help
LeMaire
us.
straight up just looking at her OnlyFans now.
I'm doing this for us.
Looking at OnlyFans.
This is
I'm doing this for
research.
us. This is research.
You're doing research, yeah.
Yeah, I'm so close, man. I found her Twitter, Instagram, Reddit.
she just appear, you know, she looks like half Asian, half white, average body, like
Irish.
Yeah,
I
it look normal to me, man. Like it don't nothing. I'm a
I think the article has been updated, and basically it said as of Friday, all her OnlyFans posts were deleted. And she says, "I know senior care would deem this inappropriate, so I took it down in the hopes that I won't lose my job in the middle of a pandemic and 3 weeks before Christmas." You know what's interesting about that is, Adam, I think you and I have had this conversation before, because I don't know if you guys know, most jobs look at your social media before they hire you. It's either before they hire you or it's after you've been hired. And they basically Google your name and they try to see if you have any type of offensive material or anything on the internet, basically, right? And that's why a lot of people get in trouble for their Twitters and Facebook posts and shit like that, right? And I always ask the question because, like, on Twitter, there's a lot of people making their own porn and putting it on Twitter. And my question has always been, are these people just doing porn? Or do they have day jobs? Or if they're trying to get a job, are they afraid that their employer's going to go find them doing porn? And whether that will affect their job, or would that be counted as discrimination?
I think they all have like day jobs, or at least are aspiring to do other careers some days. I think they either don't think ahead to that, or they're thinking like I don't know that there's any laws against discriminating for that reason so far, but I'm sure you will hear more and more cases like in the future of people, you know, fighting back against either, you know, not being hired or being fired because, you know, not just that they said or did something offensive online, but, you know, if they posted like nude photos or did porn or something like that. Because, you know, with the number of people that do that kind of thing now, it's going to become more common in the future.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, go ahead.
And I also think it's going to get to a point, I feel like, where like this is like the generation growing up now has been online their entire lives. It's like, at least like when, like, Kenan, we're the same age. Like when we were growing up, there's stuff like we said and did in high school. Like there's jokes I said that I'd get in trouble for if they still existed on the internet now. There's stuff, you know, I said joking around with my friends that it's like, you know, you could say those were youthful mistakes. Now everything is preserved online. Like,
Yeah.
it's going to get to the point where every high-profile person, every politician, everyone at some point is going to have every conversation they've ever had exposed, everything they've ever posted, their internet history is like, this stuff is all going to be public, and you're just going to realize, oh, everybody is kind of a piece of shit in their own way. You're going to have to just live with it, you know? Like,
Yeah. I mean,
it's too bad.
well, I mean, it's a legit question because at the end of the day, if it's something that becomes normalized, like if it's more people doing it, it eventually becomes normalized. So then, do you change company policy then? Because, like, for example, at my job, we just did a sexual
I
harassment.
feel like it's not about company, but it's just got to stop being phony and doing things for people. That's what companies do. Companies are big. They're big and phony. They're just trying to look good for whatever makes the most money.
they
Like,
care about their image, yeah.
Yeah. Like, there's a bunch of companies who are like, fuck. There's a lot of, like, I can't remember what it was, but it's like Silicon Valley companies. Outwardly, they're pro something, and inwardly, without Silicon Valley, they're like sending a bunch of lawyers out to like shut it down. And I can't remember the specific scenario, but I feel like that type of two-facedness is like every company. Every company is like that. They're just trying to protect their interests.
It's just like here in LA, you see a Chinese restaurant during the Black Lives Matter protest, and it's like, this is a black-owned business.
Yeah.
Chungli restaurant, and you're like, first of all,
Well, where I'm sure you'll see us a lot of like what you were talking about, Kenan, with people that post like porn on Twitter or do like amateur stuff like that. Even like if it doesn't get to the level of companies, where you're going to see a lot of that is like with teachers or people that like work with kids and stuff like that. They'll be like, oh, you know, you can't, like, we want people who are good role models for the kids, or we don't know that we want someone with instilling these kind of values in the children. Like those are probably the jobs that would be most at risk for, you know, losing a job or not getting hired because of some past like that.
because it's also too that a lot of students have access to the internet, right?
Yeah.
So could you imagine being in high school and your 33-year-old teacher, you're like, oh, you know.
And that would spread through the high school. Every kid would be looking that up in 5 minutes.
In my high school, one of the teachers sent nude because she got like a boob job, and she sent news to students. Like everybody, she sent news except me. She sent news to everybody. COVID.
That's awesome.
Vaccine. I don't know. I'm trying to say the word
Yeah,
to
I
make
need
everybody
a
drink.
drink, yeah.
I don't know. It's interesting. I mean, they could take down all my porn.
Kenan and Mo, I'm very sorry. My friends are getting mad at me. I have to go. I'm sorry. Thank you guys for having me. I had a really fun time. Please have me back. Please.
Follow you and stuff, LeMaire, before you leave.
Oh, you gotta take off.
Yeah, remember, please, all my socials, at LeMaire Lee, at LeMaire on everything. Facebook, Snapchat, Google, Bing, Sina Weeboo, the Indian one, Japanese Grinder, everywhere. Please follow me.
Japanese Grinder?
Yeah. It's like a weird sandwich.
I feel like Asian people, like their genitals are so small that calling it a grinder is like too much credit, man. You should call it tapas.
It's called Japanese fidget spinner. That's what it's called. Yeah. And yeah.
Give it up for LeMaire Lee, everybody.
Thank you guys.
Good
I'll
to
see
see
you
you,
guys.
LeMaire.
That was fun. Have me back
That'd
for
be
sure.
safe, yep.
Totally have me back, dude.
Yep.
All right. Maybe we should make LeMaire our DJ. Yeah, I mean that's just the interesting part. So now that we have Adam all to ourselves, we got a funny story.
Yeah.
So Adam and I have been rebels out here in LA. We've been going out for cheeseburgers and stuff, illegal cheeseburgers and Corona beers.
Yeah, there's one bar in Burbank, Tin Horn Flats, that's staying open and like defying the lockdown. Apparently, the cops told them that they won't shut them down, but like I guess they're still probably at risk to lose their like liquor license. Like I'm sure there's still action the city can take, but they're like the one bar around that's open.
There was a notice on the window the last time we went that basically was like they gave them a date and they were like, by this date we're taking away your liquor license.
Yeah. But they also have a sign up that says like peaceful protest site on the door, and I've read that there's a lot of places that are defying the lockdowns, and because of like you have to be allowed to peacefully protest, it's like they're trying to sort of find a legal exception that if they call eating there a peaceful protest, that they're sort of like,
you know what's funny?
Cut down for it.
You know what's funny? I made a bit like that over the summer. I was saying how the best way to cure coronavirus, I said, if you notice, whenever there's like a Black Lives Matter rally or something like that, and like the numbers spike, they never blame it on Black Lives Matter because nobody wants to seem racist. So I said, okay, if that's the case, if we want to get everything up, back up, just put BLM in front of everything. So Black Lives Matter burgers, Black Lives Matter barbershop, Black Lives Matter bar mitzvahs, Black Lives Matter bordello. You know what I'm saying? Because it's Black Lives Matter. They can't listen. You're not. What are you, racist?
Yeah, you can't shut this down.
That's the secret. There you go, right there. Because look, all that rioting and protesting during the summer. You mean to tell me every single person was being responsible with a mask on?
Yeah, there had to be cases like,
how responsible are you if you're gonna go out? I mean, yes, if you're gonna riot and protest, I get it. But how responsible are you to risk your life to smash some shit just to get a TV out of Walmart? And you're really gonna remember everybody had their mask on? I don't think so, man.
I had my mask on when I got my.
But when it was a Trump gathering, that's the reason why all the numbers spiked. Like
that was weird. The media would always, they would blame the Trump gatherings for spikes, but not the Black Lives Matter protests. But you got to stay consistent. If one of them causes, the other one does.
Attitude isn't going to like make the disease go away, or an opinion is not going to make it go away. It's just like people they'll get upset if I'm like, I think this mask shit is bullshit. And they think I should die because I think it's bullshit. I still wear the mask, but I think it's stupid.
See,
so I should die just because I think it's stupid in my mind.
Yeah, I wear the mask. Like I'm for wearing the mask when you go inside grocery stores and shit like that. But I don't wear mine like when I'm just out. Like I see people wearing them like out when I go for the park for a run or like in my neighborhood stuff. There's no science behind that. Like there's no reason that you have to do that.
But it's just a lot of folk on the left. They want you to like think like them, talk like them, believe every single thing they do. And if you have a slight disagreement with one thing, you support Trump, you deserve to die, blah blah blah. And I think that's freaking ridiculous, man.
Yeah.
Which brings us to the Trump supporters at the Tinhorn Flats.
So there were some Trump supporters, but it was like the worst kind of Trump supporters.
I invited Kenan out just because, like, I know we like going out, and I was like, oh, this bar's open, let's go check it out. I didn't know what it'd be like, but because it is like a sort of protest site, it draws like there was like some sort of, I don't know if it was an organized Trump gathering or not, but they had like merchandise there. There was like a big "fuck Biden" flag on the wall. There was, and like I'm a Trump supporter myself, but then there are Trump supporters that are like real far right that are like I'm sure there's people on the left too where you're like, oh, I don't want those people representing what I believe in, And there was a lady there with like a Confederate flag mask on, and there was a lady in a motorized cart. She looked like the old lady from Throw Mama from the Train.
the old lady from the Goonies.
Yeah, exactly.
Like she had this big old shirt with Trump with the machine gun on the tank with an eagle, and she was unhappy. You could tell she was unhappy.
She was complaining the whole time. And then at one point she dropped her mask on the ground, and she's in like her cart and can't move, and she's looking around like somebody's gonna pick up her mask for her. Like, nobody wants to touch your dirty mask.
You fat dirty bitch.
That goes beyond like courtesy. That's like, I'm not during a pandemic touching your dirty mouth mask.
That's hilarious.
But then when we went in, like, it was cool inside. Like there was that one drunk lady that was trying to, like, I don't know if she was trying to start stuff or what, but she clearly had too much to drink. But there was like lots of cool people in there too.
Yeah, we got some new fans of the podcast that night.
Yeah.
Hopefully they'll be listening in to this episode.
It was great people watching. That's how we connected with them. Because like at a place like that, you get people that are just out because they want to be out, like Kenan and I, and just hang out, have a beer, have a burger. And then there's also like political people there. There was also like a game on. So you had like, I forget what game was on that night. What was it? Steelers game?
And fuck, I can't remember. Steelers and someone else. I mean, I could look it up real quick. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Keep talking.
But yeah, they had so they had that crowd there. And then it seems like the bar itself, I don't know what their politics are overall, but they have like the recall Newsom signs up in there. And I feel like Gavin Newsom's in trouble because he's like the people on the right who are anti-lockdown already hated him. And then even people on the left who support the lockdowns, after he went to the French Laundry and had dinner and stuff, like now, even if you support the lockdowns, he looks like a hypocrite. So everybody's kind of turning against him now.
Everybody is, and that's
there's really like he's really not he's not been doing well.
Well, I mean, he's a big old hypocrite too because he keeps doing like rich people things with a bunch of other rich people.
And I mean, they're right. Like, what is it? Pineapple Hill Saloon in Sherman Oaks. The owner's been on Fox News and stuff because it is completely arbitrary that they shut down all this outdoor dining. That these places spent like thousands of dollars to get outdoor tents and outdoor tables and stuff, and then they still let film crews just because the film industry is such an economic boon for Los Angeles and California. They just arbitrarily say that they're allowed to set up like outdoor craft service tables and stuff, but restaurants got to shut down. Like there's no science behind that.
No, there's no consistency now.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's like how much money are the studios lobbying in politics? You know,
a lot.
That's really all that's about, to be honest with you. So yeah, I was scared because they looked like they were looking for trouble. Like they looked like they had their Trump hats on.
That crowd right when we were waiting in line to go in, because you have to wait like 20 minutes to get in because it's like limited seating and stuff. Yeah, that crowd right when we got in, they were like the stereotypical like Trump supporters, like what the news shows when they want to show what Trump supporters are like. Like that group of like 4 or 5 people was like them.
I don't know what trailer park they came out of, but
yeah. Because I'm not like I don't like as a Trump supporter, I don't like when they have the Confederate flag with it. Like I'm for people being allowed to fly the Confederate flag. Like I'm not really for banning things, but I think it's like a dumb thing to fly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they were playing the Bills. They were playing the Bills that night.
Oh, and the other thing is with that group going in, like the other thing, like they weren't wearing masks at all out front, even when it was like close to other people, which I think is, I'm not for, like I said, I'm not for mask mandates. Like I'm not for forcing people to do it, but it's like I think you're dumb if you don't, especially if you're in close quarters and there's other people around.
Yeah, no, I agree.
They look like the people that you would catch COVID from.
Yeah, definitely. And they all look like high risk people too. Like if they got it, they all had comorbidities.
I'm sorry, but I don't trust ugly people. I don't trust ugly white people. I'm like, y'all look like you got COVID all over your lips.
But then we went back again last week to that same bar, and it was kind of a different crowd that night.
Hey Mo, we almost talked to some ladies that were sitting next to us. Almost.
We talked to them a little bit. They got seated at the same table with us. That's the other thing cool though about going out to bars like that right now. Like a lot of the bars that were open, it was hard to socialize when things were open because everybody had to social distance. But when you go to a bar like that, like everybody's there kind of breaking the rules, so you have like something to talk about right away. And we were saying it feels like when you're there, like it feels like you're at a speakeasy in the 20s. It's like a moment. Mm-hmm. It's like a moment in history. You're here at this bar that's like staying open illegally during the shutdown.
That's dope.
We're about to go up into the roaring 20s again.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it is right now, man. Yeah.
So I guess the last thing that we could talk about before we wrap things up, are you guys gonna get the vaccine?
I will get the vaccine. I don't want to be like one of the first people to get it. I'd like to wait a month or two just to see that there's no side effects. But I will get the vaccine. I'm not somebody who's like against it.
Time if you got a drink.
Oh yeah, shit.
Cheers.
I'm treating the vaccine the way I'm treating the PS5, just like he said, man. I'm waiting for this first batch to go out and see how it works with everybody. I've done a little research on it, and logically it makes sense. They say they're not putting the virus in your body, but they actually they know how to replicate the protein that goes on top of the cell. And once the I forget what the protein is, but once that protein is on your cell, your body detects it as being COVID, and it produces like the necessary antibodies without actually like putting. So once I read that, that made sense. So that put me at ease. I'd rather read something and get my own opinion as opposed to just like looking at Facebook statuses of people that didn't even read shit and just saying, oh, this is going to kill you, you're going to die, blah, blah, blah. Like, I tell people like this, man. This is something that the whole world is dealing with. So why the hell would they develop some shit to further kill more people? Like, logically, that's a logical fallacy. And my brother was like, population control. I'm like, yo, they
that's
really
the big
wanted,
conspiracy theory, that they
think. It's, a lot of people have died, but in comparison to everybody on the earth, not that many people have passed away. Now, like, if 1 billion people died, then I could see, like, damn, 1/7 of the earth is gone. You know what I'm saying? But if this is a means of population control, this is a pretty shitty means of population control. I can think of a lot more things that could be a lot more effective, but I'm just gonna wait. Like, it's basically, I haven't taken a vaccine of anything besides when I was little, like mumps, measles, and shit. But I'm gonna kind of stick it out. If it comes to the point where you have to take it in order to go to work and to go into places and travel and stuff like that, and I got to do it, you got to do it is what it is. You got to do what you got to do. You know what I'm saying? They did a test trial with like 30,000 people, and I think out of the 30,000, 11, I think one person passed away, but with the placebo. You understand what I'm saying? So for the most part, I think we'll be fine. But I'm not in a rush to take it. I want to see how it affects everybody else, and then if I have to, then I'll do it.
I think a lot of black people specifically are just we don't trust the government right now, especially with the Tuskegee syphilis
as we shouldn't
experiment back in the day. Back in the 20s. There's just this thing where they're like, it's the conspiracy of, oh no, they're trying to get rid of black people once and for all. I mean, look, every time they try to get something, they always try to get black people to co-sign it. Every time to get, like, now, because black people, like, make things cool. So now they're like, hey, y'all, a black woman helped get the vaccine online or, like, whatever, right? So now it's like, now we're supposed to be, oh, shit, a black woman did it. I'm going to take it. But that black woman only dates white dudes. So I don't, I don't trust her 100%.
They always give us, like, the 70s voice. When I take my vaccine, I take it like a Newport, baby. Yeah.
They're gonna have the Popeyes chicken lady advertising the vaccine.
Yeah.
A chicken lady that advertised the vaccine, baby.
He said, "Now, child, I was feeling so sick and unhealthy. Once I took my vaccine, I'm loving it, child." Yo, like, why do we trust dumb Southern black people? I don't understand. Like, that's the last person, or just Southern in general. You know what I mean? Like, you should look at that and be like, nah, I don't.
Boy,
I think Bill Burr, he has a bit where he was saying, like, when you say stuff in a Southern accent, it's just fucking, like, it's hard to, like, trust that person. He's like, listen, I figured out the theory of relativity. I'm gonna make sure you guys don't want to listen to me, but I got the codes and the patterns right here. Why aren't you listening?
And the British accent is opposite. Anything said in a British accent sounds credible. It could be the dumbest. It could be the dumbest shit ever.
I was just doing this study, and we just found out that if you eat collard greens is actually the cure for AIDS. So now you no longer need condoms. You get yourself some collard greens, some fat back, a little garlic, a little pepper. You eat it, and you can smash as many biddies, raw dog as you can shag as many. You can shag as much arse as you possibly can. Collard greens are the cure for AIDS. It's true. It's definitely true.
Oh God. All right, guys, I gotta get out here, but
yeah.
All right, man.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Oh, thank you so much, Adam Yenser, for coming on.
Thanks for having me. Yeah, this is great, guys.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Where can people find you?
You can check out my comedy and my tour dates at adamyenser.com. On Twitter, it's at cleancomedian69. My YouTube channel is just Adam Yenser, and then on Facebook it's comedian Adam Yenser.
And make sure you guys check out Adam Yenser's online web series, The Canceled News.
Yeah, I have a
Okay,
satire news series, and Kenan helps write jokes for it. So yeah, it's doing well. And then I also have my Ellen bits. If you look up Kevin the Cashier, played by Adam, on the Ellen's YouTube page, you can see.
Did Ellen yell at you?
Not me personally, no.
I'm being. You didn't even have to answer that. I was just being a dick.
Yeah.
I would never do that. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not like fucking Vlad TV. So, hey, Adam, we heard Ellen. She's
That'd be like the
racist
to that paramedic. You guys bring me on under a false pretense, and then it's like, all right, let's talk about it.
Or like how the black guy did Mike Tyson. He's like,
Yeah.
Mike Tyson, we know you're a convicted rapist. You've been through so many things. Like, he's like, wait on, you piece of shit. What are you talking about, you piece of shit? You're a fucking asshole.
I'm so jealous how good Bo is at impersonation.
Man, you pull those impressions out. Yeah, those are good.
All right, Bo, tell the people where they can find you.
Comedian Mo Green on my Instagram, comedian Mo Green on my Facebook, and my I don't know, those are the only ones, man. Just a perfect one on Twitter, PERFEK1. And do you remember my TikTok? It was Maurice Green 067. You see how it's all over the place? I gotta universally unify this shit. And
I love how frustrated you get as well. That's
yeah. I'm just like, I need to just buckle down and stop looking at OnlyFans and just actually use my computer for a tool of good. Like, ever since I got my first computer in 2002, man, my life has took a turn for the down, man, majorly. Because I'm a porno addict. Do you know once they legalized, like once pornography became legalized in like India or some shit like that, they said nationwide like test scores dropped by like 60%.
Jeez.
But that's where you can find me, man.
And of course, you can find me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at Kenan J. Floyd, Kenan, J to the FLOYDS in pink. Thank you so much for checking us out. You can also follow us on Instagram, LSPcast. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe to our channel on YouTube, The Light Skin Perspective. Thank you so much for checking out this episode. Have a good night, everybody. Thank you. Have a Merry Christmas. Oh,
Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Yep.
How can I show you that I wanna hold you till the end of the world? I would go to just to reach you, cause you're worth it. All my love you deserve. Babe, let's make a date. Be at your doorstep 8:30. Wear the dress that caress your waist. Matching necklace, it has me breathless. City steam for some comedy. Spin to the rust for some poetry. Hip tie same for the martinis. There's so much to do, my boo and the beat. Black eyes out, we can vibe the jazz. Drinks on me, don't bring no cash. You don't have to ask, you deserve. It's all for you. You are worth how much worth? Let me describe your diamond raindrops from the sky in my